I was trying to find a new spot because I was getting a little bit tired from my normal recording spot. Hopefully I'm in focus. I think I see the little box around me. If it's not, please excuse me. I got my toes done, got my nails done. I feel cute. And motorcycles are driving by. Anyways, hi, welcome back. I filmed this yesterday, like I was saying, and the mic wasn't connected, the vibes were off. Today is a new day. Let's get started. It's been a while since I've seen you. 12 days to be exact. Ay. It's really hard for me to be like a consistent YouTuber because, funny enough, I think it's the topic of today. And I just got so many signs from the universe to talk about this topic, and it was what I was feeling and what I was going through. And funny enough, is it funny? Not really. I found my journal. Well, I wanted to start drawing again. So I found this journal that has like empty pages, and I started drawing. And funny, I started drawing, and you kind of, you're a little rusty, but at the end of the, see what happens when you don't record often? You start like picking up. I don't talk like that. Okay. I'm sitting in my living room and I could see my neighbors across the street, so I'm a little distracted. Anyways, drawing, obviously if you don't draw often, you lose what you don't use, but you practice a little bit and it's kind of like you didn't stop, for me anyways. But I was reading also some journal entries, which I haven't journaled in a while because journaling makes me feel very emotional, and sometimes I don't like getting too into my emotions, and that's something I need to work on. Once I start feeling too many feelings, I get angry, and I just like, it's a lot to unpack. And if you're the firstborn daughter, then you understand. But I was looking through my latest entry that I had in here. Imagine I dreamt it. No, I read it this morning. Oh. Hopefully, okay, thank God. I thought she was going to show her butt to the camera. This is my dog's couch. Oh, yes. It wasn't my latest journal entry, but it was something relevant to what I'm going to talk about today. But this is from June 12th, 2023, and I'll read it to you. Sometimes I fear that I have no common interests with anyone, not in a, wow, I'm so indie way, but more of a, okay, weirdo, get a personality way. That's why I'm writing more, because I really want to think deeper about things and stop. What did I write? Stop scrolling on social media. And then I made a list of things that I like. So I guess, I still had fear. I'm still fearful. I have these waves of fear, and fear is not a good place to be. On like the chart of emotions and like, not on camera. Papa's gonna get mad. That's inappropriate. Anyways, I have this little chart my dad printed out, and it tells you kind of the, I'm probably butchering this, but it's like the hierarchy of emotions vibe chart, basically. Fear is on the lower end, and you want to be on top. I think the top one is enlightenment, if I'm correct. Anyways, I was in fear of thinking of like what other people will think of me. I'm still feeling that way, and I'm coming on here with my vulnerable emotions because it's uncomfortable. But I know I'm not alone, and a lot of the times when I make videos like these, I always get a comment saying I feel the exact same way, and that's why I do it. And I tend to get embarrassed sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. I get embarrassed because I'm like, okay, people are perceiving me and I don't like being perceived. And that is what leads me to today's video. Stop fabricating stories in your head, because that's what I do. Again, notes on my phone. I've tried freestyling this and I spiraled. As the creative person, it comes with the territory. You're great at making things out of nothing, but you're also great at making things out of nothing. So it could be a scary place to be. I've always been told I'm a great storyteller. I'm great at making stories. I used to write stories all the time, even when I was a little girl. I would write little books with little pictures and illustrations. I used to want to be a writer, but I went to college for like 2 semesters, and then my teacher, who like I kind of had a crush on, but I had a crush on everybody, he was like, yeah, there's no really like career for this. And then obviously, like that discouraged me, and it was okay. Point being, I'm great at fabricating things in my head. And that's something I just realized. And it's not good, man. It's really not good. Because, you make up things that aren't true. It's all in here. And for me personally, I have, and I'm okay, like, don't get concerned, but I have like a voice in my head that'll start. And it's an evil voice. And I know it's an evil voice because it says mean things and I know it's not true. And it's like a certain tone. I sound crazy. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not, I promise I'm okay. And like, it'll start with a little tiny voice and then it'll be louder and louder. And if I don't talk about it or I try to ignore it, it just won't go away. And it'll get evil and more mean and then just bad. When I was younger, it was really bad. As now with age, I have my husband with me. I can't cry alone in my bed at night, but because he's there. That's not the right thing to do. Thankfully, God sent him to me, and here we are. But going back to my notes, I have the issue of making things up in my head and spiraling out of nowhere. I still struggle often with being perceived, and I want everyone to accept me. I guess that's in the same realm of videos of where I talk about if people had just understood me, I'm on two ends of the triangle, or I don't know, not triangle, 2 ends of the pole, whatever. Either I don't give a fuck and I'm like, I don't care, don't like me, and then I get lonely, or I'm like, please love me, and I'm over here begging for people to like me. There has to be a place in the middle where I need to stay. And it's something, it's okay, yeah. I struggle often with being perceived, and I want everyone to accept me, and I have to, this doesn't make sense. Oh yeah, I have to often remind myself that it's not always going to be the case. And I'm saying this so we can both remember and both remind ourselves that not everyone's going to like us, and it's okay. And don't overthink it. Lately, I've had this new thing, I guess new, I don't know if it's new, but given my diagnosis with lupus, I tend to use it as something new to focus on. And I feel like it makes my loved ones love me less sometimes, because I tend to feel like a burden in the sense of oh, I'm always tired, I'm fatigued, I look tired, I look and like I said, none of my loved ones have ever told me I'm a burden. None of my loved ones have ever told me no, sometimes they tell me, but it's out of concern that you look tired, or you don't look too good. But it comes from a good place. But in my head, I'll fabricate it and I'll say I feel like they're over my shit. I feel like they just wish I was, not near them. Because it's okay, well, we have to make sure everyone's healthy. And if you feel under the weather, tell us, because I have a very weak immune system. And I get embarrassed, and then I shut down, and then I just spiral. And that's where I start to not feel good. That's where I start to like make up things that aren't true. And I'm a very interesting person when it comes to my emotions. And I'm here to share things that I've done, to make it easier if you're just like me. It's so difficult to open up, like, I'm still trying, but here are some things that I've done that kind of help. Journaling being one of them. That's why I don't like to do it often, because I'm like, emotions are a great place. Emotions are a great thing, and they're so uncomfortable. But once you learn how to manage them and not shove them down, suppress them, and ignore them, it's important. But also don't let them consume you, because I've been, like I said, on both sides of the pole. I'll let them consume me. I'll let them consume me, and it's all I think about. And then I get too invested, It's good to acknowledge them, assess them, move forward. And that's what's helped me. Obviously, it's great when you're like in a really low, you could see I don't know if you'll see it. You probably won't. My shark vacuum is driving by. I feel like she's tired. Her name's Lucia. She needs a vacation. I heard her voice and then I got sad. I don't know why. Okay. What was I saying? She's gonna talk. When I get into like a really low vibe and I'm like overthinking, spiraling, fabricating all these things, and I'm like crying all the time, find something that'll snap you back into reality and make you realize like what is real, what is going on, what is the truth, what is happening. For me, for my dad, he does exercise, like to like get him out of there. Also, my husband does the same thing, but he also does journaling, For me, I've tried exercising, but I'll be fucking crying my eyes out while I'm doing push-ups, and it doesn't work. I'll be like buff, but I'm still crying. Oh my goodness. I wonder if it'll pick it up. It's emptying the vacuum. I didn't realize it was that loud. True test of the microphone here. But I feel like I should wait, because what if it's going to pick it up? I dropped the microphone. Find something that snaps you out of that instant, but don't let it be something bad. Like, don't go get a temporary fix. Don't go like, oh, this makes me feel better. No, you want to snap yourself out of it and like come to reality. Don't go find comfort, but like kind of like a fucking slap in the face to like, hey, get out of it. If that makes sense. You don't want to go find comfort, but you want to find like a slap in the face of reality. Not necessarily a literal slap, but something of that nature. For me, I like to listen to my favorite song, or like a good song that'll be like, okay, hello, I'm alive. Or something that just makes me feel real, if that makes sense. I hope it does. If you get anything from this video, don't fabricate things in your head, and don't go begging for people's attention. Your loved ones will always be your loved ones, no matter what. And, for your own health, mental and physical, don't make up stuff. Don't think people think this, because then you'll start to like radiate that energy, and people will start thinking that of you, because you'll kind of like let out this aura, and people will think like, oh shit, in my case, like, she really is, I really am tired of her shit. When in the reality, in the beginning, they never were tired of your shit, So don't fabricate things. People will like you. People will like you. If they're gonna like you, they're gonna like you. If they're not gonna like you, they're not gonna like you. And it's not your job to convince them. That's the two things like I was trying to say. I'm still working on that. So if you have any advice too, that would be great. We can bounce things off each other. And it's good to hear reminders every now and then. I think it's like my hero's journey is to realize, I don't have to prove myself to people, and I don't have to be liked by everyone. That one is a little easier for me, but I think I just have to, it kind of like goes hand in hand. But those were my struggles for the week, and I'm feeling better. I hope you guys liked this new filming spot, and I hope I was in focus, and I hope the microphone was on, because man, I think I've tried filming for like maybe 4 days straight, and it just wasn't working. I think also too, I wasn't in a good headspace, so the videos wouldn't have been good anyways. I think if I am in a good headspace, I should probably film more often so I have backup to post, so I'm not posting day by day. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Oh, sorry, feet content. Oh my goodness. What will the world think? Bye.